So, first of all, I would like to thank you all for joining us to this webinar. As we are doing this webinar on a specific topic of business processes. This particular webinar, we will be going through a lot of different information about the retail industry, the challenges, as well as what different type of processes and workflows can be created in the retail industry. And specifically, we will be talking about the packaging workflow and how a business process solution can help to automate your workflows in packaging. So just to introduce you to our hosts, our experts who are here with me. So we have Roma, who is the transformation guide, who is an expert in digital transformation, and Ali, who is the master process designer. So he is the guy who is working on the solution and will show you a live demo. So I will will give the mic to Roma, and I hope you enjoy the webinar.
Thank you, Kunal. You haven't been introduced yet. So Kunal is working on our marketing team. The topic we will covering today will be the challenge that are facing the retail industries and in its operation, and we will dig a bit more how BPM or low-code solution with workflows and process can help this transformation. And we will follow these slides I will present by a live demonstration of a packaging process that will be done by Ali. So for the challenge that are facing, the top challenge are, as modern consumers are more conscious of their purchases, environmental and ethical implication, this shift poses a challenge for retailers who might rely on cheaper or less sustainable production methods. Retailers must choose suppliers carefully to avoid disruption, as seen with recent supply chain issues. Data breaches and privacy concerns are putting also those retailers under scrutiny. One thing to have in mind is also, after the pandemic, the shift to online shopping and contactless payment requires retailers to adapt and to evolve quickly due to new trends. And lastly, quality is and will always be a must, with now strict rules on safety and standards. Lastly, this Deloitte study shows that 23% of suppliers based in Europe, Asia, and America have set improving their supply chain as their primary goal. All those top challenges have an impact on business operation. In the retail industry, it has a clear impact on business. Operational efficiency is reduced due to bottlenecks and disruptions. The lack of transparency is making it hard to see into processes and supply chain activities. Adapting to changing market demands, consumer behavior is getting more and more difficult, and all of that makes IT department overwhelmed with high workloads and isolated system, causing all company and all the supply chain inefficiencies. Finally, operational costs are high due to inefficient processes and need to compliance and quality assurance. So now when we are facing that, the next chapter will be dedicating to see how business process management with low-code solution for digital transformation can help answering those challenges. This is what we are doing for more than 10 years now with our expertise in business processes, with more than 80,000 users worldwide in lots of companies, including retail company with more than 20,000 processes launched a day. We select on our customer basis small use case that may be echoing from what we saw just before. Securing client claims, for example, this is what we did with Danone company, helping the company to structure their client claims and implementing our solution in less than 3 months to adapt quickly and to help them offer a tool for its customer to help them treat more than 80,000 customer claims per year. This helped them to divide by 2 their processing requests, helping customer being, let's say, more happy to use Nutricia. Another topic that will be similar to that we will see just after is at Michel et Augustin, which is a French company that is changing very often their packaging, and they used Interop to secure this packaging modification because as it is very recurring and it implies several departments such as marketing, quality, suppliers, or control export team. This was hard for Michel et Augustin to keep the pace, let's say. So with the solution, we simplified file transfer with a better monitoring of non-urgent quality requirements for future modification, ensuring having always up-to-date packaging, adapting to market trend and customer demand. Next, I suggest that we take a break on those slides and playing a little game. Kunal is sending a poll. Let's tell us between all of those possibilities, which one are you facing the most, such as data search, input errors, difficulty to manage changes, or any other topics?
Decent responses.
Yeah. And we have a very tight score. Maybe for people that put others in the pool, can you just write us in the chat what is echoing at you? So, in fact, all those answers is not very a surprise for us. That's why we think that adopting a process-oriented solution should be something very simple. Very simple, just as you see on the screen, something that I'm sure every one of you can read. This is an example of an ordering process involving several teams at several times with parallel and simultaneous steps with timer saying just wait a few days before sending the customer survey, just send a few days after putting an order, etc. Business process management should be something very simple. Something simple, but which is evolving in a, let's say, complex environment with many people, with many processes, with lots of data. And without business process management, all those things are making life in the company harder than with a business process management solution. People will use the process will involve the people, process will help people to have the right data at the right time, making sure that all your business manager, IT manager are doing the right task with the right information coming from the ERP, coming from the CRM, to ensure supply chain processes, human resource processes, financial management, compliance, and why not packaging process, let's imagine. And all of these are making the transformation of the company, let's face it, very easy, because without launching any major project, just by drawing your process as it should be or as it is, you will save time on unnecessary tasks, doing automation. You will improve transparency between services, harmonize and streamline data exchange between the complex IT ecosystem of the company, and of course, capitalize on company-specific processes and capitalize people knowledge.
Okay, so as I said, thank you a lot, Romain, for this introduction. It's really nice to have a bit of context to know what are the specific or general challenges that this industry faces. Just to give you a little bit more of context about our solution, I'll just dive into our interface here. So this is business process. What you're seeing here is what your collaborators will see later if they have this solution implemented in their company. This is where you find your different processes that you can access. So here you can see that I've selected, thanks to the tags, the processes related to CPG. So you can have here your different processes. You can see that by clicking here, you can have an insight on how it works. As Romain said, it's really simple, it's really intuitive to understand how it works, because we use an international norm, which is BPMN, that translates your processes into basically shapes that are here, for example, events. That's where I start my process, but also tasks and logic gateways. Here, as soon as I start my process, you can see that I make a choice between modification or a new packaging. You can see that I have different tasks to complete that can be human tasks, like here, involving humans. You have service tasks that involve other applications or different technologies, such as automation. Yes, exactly, for automation, like here, automatically sending an email. And you can have script tasks if you want to add a layer of complexity to your process.
Can you maybe explain the process that we will show?
Yes, of course. We have first, in the beginning of first task, depending on whether you want a modification or a creation, where you need to upload some data. Then you need to select the supplier you want to send this data to. And then we have a big loop of validation of the data that has been sent back by the supplier, first by the technical team, and then by the commercial team. After that, you can or not have parts of your process dedicated to the Chrome. And at the end, documents will be generated and automatically put in the right folder in your drive. Without further information, let's launch directly the process. So as you can see, you have a first form to complete. You can select between a new packaging or a packaging modification. You can see that depending on which option I select, I'll have information that's displayed. So this helps avoid having too much information at the same time. You only always have the right information at the right moment. Let's select, for example, here a new packaging. Then I can select the type of packaging from a list. As you can see, I can configure a list in order to avoid mistakes. I can select tray, for example, here. and then I can complete the brain with a free writing space. And launch my process. So before we were on the process tab here, and now you can see that automatically we're on our task tab. So basically here it's just the tasks that I need to complete. So you always know exactly what you have to do, what's expected from you, and nothing more. Here, for the whole process, I have all the tasks, obviously for the demo, but keep in mind that in reality, the tasks are always assigned to the right person, to the right group of person, depending on what you set in your process. So here, I'll be playing the role of the commercial service for this task, which is uploading the data. You can see that I have all the information I need about the process and which process I'm in. If I want to know exactly where I'm at the process, I can display it, and you can see that I know that I'm here at the upload data step. I know directly which information is needed from me. I only need here to complete the different items I want to apply a change to, or that I want to specify for my new packaging. I can select a label here, for example, our gift box, and you can see that information is automatically displayed here according to what I've selected, based on a database.
In fact, this kind of automation is here to ensure that we are not putting some wrong information in the process, because if the gift box label is always the A1402 code, you do not need to expect every people in the company to remember that gift box label is for these codes only. So diminishing human errors and improving lead time.
Time saving, exactly. Because even if you don't know, you need to look in, I don't know, in a wiki somewhere where the information is stored, and you don't even know if this information is up to date or no. Here you don't have this question to ask yourself. It's automatically filled. You can obviously select a file here, for example, the color. You can view it. So this is my request for my supplier. I want to add the company color on the whole surface. Let's add another requirement here, for example, for the gift box 2, that I want to implement or display the logo of the company here. When it's okay, I can select again between if I want the chroma or not, which for those who might not know is a sample of the print. If I select no, obviously nothing happens. If I select yes, then the form is dynamically displayed. I have here pre-filled information just to avoid typing it, but obviously you can modify anything that you want to modify.
Is it your true phone number?
Obviously not, and it's not my true name.
Ah.
Here, once I've completed the first task, another one appears, which is not mine, but it's the task of the next service, which is the procurement service. As I said, you always have only and all the information that you need. On the left and on the right, all and only the information that is needed from you. You can see the information that has been put by the precedent service here and here, and you can select a supplier to send this information to. Again, you're not expected to know the mail address, you're only supposed to know the name of the supplier, so you only type that and automatically you have the right information displayed.
When we were saying that we connect people to the data, this is kind of thing, because maybe you have a dedicated business applications that are referencing all your supplier. Using interrupt solution and business process management, the goal is to connect periodically to this database and to synchronize information to avoid people having to know or having to search the information in another tool.
Yeah, exactly like Romain explained before. You're really seeing that we're making the link between the people, the different services, the processes here with the different steps and the technologies you might have. So let's finish this task, and now automatically you'll see that you can involve not only your collaborators but also external actors. Like here, you can see that I've received as the supplier an email inviting me to complete a task. Obviously, your suppliers won't have licenses. They're external actors. They're not expected to always be involved in your processes. But here you can send them tasks via mail, and they can really easily access them, see the information that they need, and be actors too in your process by completing them exactly like your collaborators would do. And that's how you can complete the results here as asked with the company colors and the company logo. They just need to finalize their task, and you can see that without any exchange of mail, the process keeps going. Now, if I want to know exactly what's happening, I'll cut through in the middle of the process, but just to show you that at any moment you can go to the monitoring tab and you can access here the different processes that you have. For example, here, my ready for press process. You can see all of the processes that have been terminated or that are active. You can see that my 5th request here that I'm currently running is here with all the information that's been stated. I can click on it and I can access all the information I need. For example, here I can know exactly which steps I've completed. You can see that I've been through a new creation of packaging. I've completed all these steps. My supplier has answered, and now it's the turn of my R&D packaging team to complete their task. You can access all the data that has been entered in the process, and you can even go further by going to the details tab, which will list all the steps that have been completed, including the current one, and you can see exactly whose job is it to complete this task and since when it's open.
This answer to the need of having a full traceability of what happened inside your business process, as it is supply chain or just here some kind of marketing process, but you have a full traceability of who did what, when, which is with which information. Maybe sometime we send some notification, we send some automatic email. You have a full traceability, a full control of what is happening.
Yes, exactly. I think there were many of you that who answered lost information during the poll, while now it's in the past.
Just forget it. Forget your pain.
Let's go back to my process. We stopped here at the technical validation. So the technical team here, they receive what the supplier sends about the results, and they can validate or not the results. Same thing here for the commercial team. It's their turn to validate, and let's say, for example, they don't here for the second line. They can type a comment, they can finish, and automatically it will be sent back to the supplier. I'm just waiting for the email to pop. Here it is. And you can see that the supplier receives the right information, and they can really simply change the information that they sent, avoiding any mistake in the process, avoiding any useless back and forth loop. They can finalize again, and it goes back exactly at the right step without yourself questioning if you need to send back to the technical team, send back to the commercial team. You just need to trust the process.
Yeah, and ensuring that the information is always read and received and read, because it avoids just the anxiety to say, oh, is my mail have been received? Is my mail, is my supplier is not on vacation? I did not have the answer. Here we have the insurance that everything is handled properly.
So back again to the validations. It's okay. And now again, I should have normally another task for the supplier. Here, because if you remember, I selected the option that asks me to send the Chromana. And you can see that the task is different. Why? It's very simple. It's because, as I said, you only send the needed, exclusively the most important information, and you only ask the information that you need. So here, the only thing I need is the address, and I only need, as a supplier, to check that I've sent properly the Chromana, the sample. I can add, if I want, a package tracking number in the company. And finalize. So it goes back to your coworkers. They can say that they've received the Chromana, and they can finish the task. Another nice aspect of business process is that you can automatically complete files. For example, a Word file here. You can obviously have your own templates that you can automatically complete with all the data that's been entered throughout your process. So you can see that here I have a template, but I also have information that's been dynamically added to my file. For example, here the identifier of my process, but also the different validators, the dates, for example, and maybe some tables here of what's been entered as an information.
Of course, this can be customized to any company template to generate any kind of document for the company.
Absolutely. You can see that another tiny detail, but I think it's very important. It's the naming of the documents. Because often everyone names their document differently, then they push them in the drive, and then it's absolutely impossible to find them back or to sort them or to understand which documents corresponds to which demand. Here it's automatically named, and more importantly, it's automatically stored in the right folder, in the right drive, without you questioning yourself whether or not you need to do it. As you can see here, directly request number 5, June 20, it's been uploaded to the right file, to the right drive, with the right name. No more mistakes. And now it should be finished. As you can see here, request number 5, it's terminated, and I can retrieve all the crucial information that I need about the request. Really easy to go back and to find exactly what happened, to understand if you ever have a complaint or anything about your request. You only need one click to go back, retrieve all and everything that's happened and all the important information here. Okay, thank you all. Yeah, that's all for the demo.
For those of you who do not know us yet, is to continue the discussion, and why not to create the process that corresponds to your particular needs. What we show here is just an example of an answer to example of problems. The poll where you answered earlier was just a game for you to project on the pain that are on your daily jobs. We are sure here that this can be answered using a process-oriented solution. So just contact us, contact me directly to this email address to pursue the discussion.